Young ladies and gentlemen, good evening everyone. Welcome in this new conference geopolitics dedicated to current events global. Top news international. This is a shocking announcement which travels around the world. The whole world is talking about it. Vladimir Putin, the president of the Russian Federation, is said to have posed a strong and unusual gesture towards two Russian snipers. So much so that the information is surprising Western observers. The media, independent confirmation, judge this information as being unverified because the information is frightening. And then, moreover, the information was widely linked by influential groups, Russians, who are on Telegram and a little everywhere. This clarification is necessary because this information is from never seen before. What Russia has done would have done, I was going to say. I'm going to put in the conditional tense, which means I neither deny nor confirm this, neither. But you know everything about in Russia, it usually starts with rumors. So if the information is verified, the Pentagon will really have insomnia. Even before that, we did not attend the effective confirmation of the information. Washington is lost. NATO. I also don't understand anything anymore. The information concerns a so-called unprecedented award that President Vladimir Putin has just to do at the location of two snipers Russians. So let's look at the information right away. Continued. But before we continue with the conference, I humbly ask you to share this conference as widely as possible. Give it lots of likes and don't forget to leave your various opinions in the comments. For all those who are there for the first time, I stumbled upon my conference. Thank you for the share it as much as possible. There you go, share it, subscribe by all means. Let's go. Depths. So according to the information that makes the around the world, Moscow glorifies two snipers whom it calls heroes from Donbass. You know, we're currently talking about the Donetsk, Pokrovsk, Kupiansk, Slavyansk, Kramatorsk are strategic cities of Ukraine, which are on the verge of falling permanently under Russian control. We know what has already happened in Donbass, past. Russia has already almost put the hand everywhere. But we are told that Putin would have rewarded a large reward, which he would have given to two snipers, they are being called heroes of Donbass. What does that mean? The nature of the reward. It is a dizzying reward. And indeed, many believe that this is information warfare military. Let's go into the depth. I want to see a lot of shares, please. According to several Prussian channels, according to several canons Prussia, Vladimir Putin reportedly rewarded two snipers for eliminating the best shooters, elite army NATO. Russia reportedly rewarded these two shooters who did the dirty work, who have removed all those who are the best shooters in Ukraine. And the amount that is being discussed is $700,000. That's a staggering amount, $700,000. This is an unusual sum in the Russian military hierarchy. This is why many believe that this is not true. And even if that were true, will the Russian administration, who can such an amount be announced if was that not true? This the Russian influence networks will communicate in this way and give what is the amount of the figure, since it is necessary, knowing that in Telegram networks you have military bloggers who are there, attending the events directly and then broadcast without filter, uncensored, and they broadcast even before these so-called independent media internationals cannot receive the information. I meant to say, so it must be said that the stories present both as the silent heroes of the Donbass, those who received $700,000. That's an amount extremely colossal, so then photos of the two of them and videos are circulating on Telegram. We see these photos circulating, but no official source confirmed for the moment. So is Russia in the process to fabricate war legends to galvanize the rear and intimidate the opposing front? Is it Russia? That's the logic, right? Create war legends. That is to say, this is how we honor people who have truly distinguished themselves within the framework of the war. So, Russia might be inventing just a way to boost morale, troops who are on the front, and then intimidate the opponent. When we live in this first assumption, we find the first answer. Are the Russian soldiers who are those at the front need to see their morale to be galvanized? The opposite. It's on the Ukrainian side. The soldiers, Ukrainians, the NATO soldiers who came to lend a hand to Ukraine, they are the ones who needed to be galvanized because most of those who came were sent to eternal rest. And no later, in 3 or 4 days, Russia raised literally a training camp in Ukraine where there were officers, NATO, they sent them all to eternal rest. So is it Russia? Is it in a work of fiction? Probably we will say no. So if Russia cannot be in a fictional work, means that's certainly true. And if it's true, it means it's scary. Because that these snipers were rewarded with such colossal sums, it's a way of pushing other soldiers to follow the same line. And this, which prompts many other thinkers to believe that it is actually true. In the past, we have seen Russia had introduced bonuses on the heads of the tanks of fights that had been offered by NATO to Ukraine. Russia had made it clear to its military personnel. 2 bonuses had been instituted. You destroy a NATO tank, you had a bonus, the amount was high. If you manage to capture the tank of NATO safe and sound without destruction, you send it to the military authorities, Russians, you had 3 times the amount. So those who had encouraged, galvanized the Russian troops had immobilized many tanks that NATO had sent to Ukraine. So in us referring to this hype, to this reality, we can say that Russia is capable to go beyond its limits, to push the limits of one's own boundaries. So for now, here is the front page of the news. We are therefore waiting for confirmation. But while we await confirmation, pending credible sources and officials can say, that's it. This is what happened. When I talk about credible sources and officially, I'm going to talk about the agency, TASS, the RIA Novosti agency on the side of the Russia, which are major media outlets, which they haven't yet spoken about it. They are simply Russian military bloggers who on Telegram is very influential, has broadcast live news, videos, and images. So ladies and gentlemen, that was it, the top news story. I'll get back to you. Earlier, that was your voice. Servant Robert